Hello, sunshines. How art thou? How are you doing? I am really sorry for my tardiness, but my cat got in my way for a second. So, if you don't know me, I'm Shauna, creative stitching diva, your Grafgan queen, here to help you with another Grafgan problem. So someone said, actually it was more than someone, it was like multiple someones, and I kept pushing it back, pushing it back, pushing it back, because I'm thinking I'm going through this motion like all the time, and it's not working. I don't think that me doing color changing and showing everyone is not working for some. So I needed to find out why, and I had to ask why. Why isn't it working for some? It works for a lot. Don't get me wrong, it does. It works a lot. What is she in rare form or something? Like, yeah, it works for a lot of people, but for some, it's just not catching on. So the way that I talked to my aunt, who taught me how to crochet, and I'm asking like, what can I do? What can I do? Because I really want to help people because I think they believe that they can't do it, and I know they can, but what is going on? So she gave me some scenarios and asked me some questions, and she said, "You know the answer to this. You know that, right?" And I'm like, no. And she was like, "You know the answer to it because wait, we're not ready for that yet." She said, "You know the answer to it because you did it in the beginning. And what did you have to do to figure out your issue?" And I'm like, "I don't know." But eventually after she slapped me like mentally, like, that look like she slapped me with her eyes. I'm like, oh. So I had to go over some things and look at my wet notes, whatever notes that didn't like kind of dry up and stuff like that. Like, yeah. So I had to look it up. And I noticed that when I first began, I made up kind of sort of my little thing because it did nothing that I found out there worked for me. So because it did not work for me, what did I do? I made up the pop lock and drop. So basically, the issue also is not even the way you crochet. It's not even the way that you're changing colors. It's all about um everything aligning. Everything that you are doing can be something that is missing or something that is wrong. And I realized she is 180% correct because I, at one point in time, was using a certain type of yarn because I didn't have money to buy yarn. So this was like hand me down yarn. I was using this yarn and wondered why it just didn't look right. It was like wool, but it was not a great yarn to practice on. Not only was it a great yarn to practice on, I was trying to make like all different types of things and it just was not a great idea. So I realized that was one issue that I had, the yarn. Two, years later, I found out that there's other hooks out there that I can use that will help. So years later, I found out that when I started using a different type of hook, that's when I noticed my stitches started changing. And I'm like, how the hell did that happen? How is my stitches changing? It changed because the hook made it smoother for me to crochet. So I was like, okay, that's another good thing that I figured out. And I also realized that I hold my hook a certain way. And I have to do that as well, a video on how to hold your hook because there's no right or wrong answer. But I was told by a young lady, and I'm gonna emphasize young. She said that um she was asking me a whole different conversation, but I mentioned the way she was holding her hook, and she was like, "Oh yeah, this is how I was taught because you're doing it wrong." She said, "I was holding my hook wrong. What? Huh? What?" Yeah. So holding your hook may have may be the issue, but it may not be an issue. It just means that you're holding your hook a different way and your stitches is going to be a different way. So I don't think we all take into consideration that all of these things line up to your color changing just may not be perfect. You're wondering why my color changing doesn't look like yours, or why my color changing it looks stupid, it's not clean, it's not clear. There's so many things that has to line up in order for that to work. So I'm gonna show you some things that I used to do because I found my go-to stitch. I found my color changing niche, but you guys need to find yours, especially if you're still having issues. Or you may just want to do something different because the one you're doing may not be the right thing. So if you have any questions, of course, my Diva Squad goes first. So I will see their questions first, and then anyone else, just make sure you put question marks on there. That way I know that you're asking a question. And let's get this party started. So I did a sample, and I did the sample because I really wanted to show the differences on stitching, the color changing, the graph, the stitch, all of that, right? So this one was like the no, this is like the dun dun, right? So you can obviously see this as high, but yeah, a s- this is not something that I would want to use. So I decided like I'm going to do another one. And so I did the other one. Now, this one is a little bigger because I just wanted to make it look a little bit more clear. So that's number one of changing colors. Your graph got to be good. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you how the graph looks for this one and this one. So you may think it's your color changing, but it may just be your graph. It may have nothing to do with the way you crochet or nothing to do with anything except for your graph is discombobulated. So as you can see, this one looked like it had skip lines. And I think I told you guys previously that if it looked like you could connect the dots or it looked like, there's some lines in there missing, then it's not a good graph. Unconnected lines causes this effect, which is the effect of skip lines, holes in here, random dots everywhere, color changing that shouldn't be color changing. Yeah, a wrong graph will get you all messed up. Um, but that's something that can be fixed. You don't have to get a bad graph. You could get a good graph from someone else. And if you have a question about it, ask someone that knows about graphing because that will help you from the top. Like from everything down the list that you may have a problem with, it could be just the graph. It may not have nothing to do with anything else. I also did tapestry with this. Tapestry, because I think people think that all of this is the same and it's not. So tapestry is basically you changing your colors all at once. So whatever color changing you're going to do, it follows you throughout your whole entire project, which makes your project a little thicker. And back in the days, they used tapestry for like baskets and stuff like that. So they wanted it to be kind of thick. So changing the colors was not an option. It was more so of carrying the colors throughout the whole thing. I saw so many people did that when they tried to do their graph hands. And the bad thing about doing that is it becomes really thick. It becomes really thick and you can see through. You see that there's yarn in between there. And I don't like that at all. So back in the days, I needed to find a way, how the hell can I change this so that you don't have to look down at your project and see all the different color changes in here. Now, there's a video on YouTube. I think it tells you how you can hide it. But that's if you are doing tapestry crochet. Why do you want to carry your yarn if you're doing the regular graph can? I don't know. I don't see a reason in doing that at all. So then you have Intarsha. Intarsha is exactly what I do. This is exactly what I teach. And this is sometimes hard for people because you have random yarn strings just hanging down. So that's when you start using bobbins. And guess what I found? I don't know what I was doing. I said, let me put this up. I found a bobbin. Like, I threw all of these away. I thought I did, but I found one. Bobbins are not my go-to thing. I used to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these things. I got rid of them because they are useless in my eyes. So I don't use them. But if you use them, all you do is just wrap your string around here and you do this for how many pieces of yarn that you need. So if you was doing this, you would need um this light blue color. I guess it's teal. I don't know. You would use this color over here. Then you would need one for here. So usually when you do a background color, you need at least two um bobbins or balls on the side for your background color because you need one for this side, one for that side, and then in the middle you can start working it out. So that's how I try to divide my yarn. Then you have the white, but then you're gonna need multiple things of white, and then you're gonna need multiple things of this what is it, turquoise, blue, green, whatever color. And that's one thing that a lot of people get upset about or they may not want to do because it's so many different color changing and the strings make them so nauseous. They don't want to do it. Listen, a good graph can needs some color changing. But I before I started letting it hang like I do now, I used to use this because the bobbins started becoming very tedious. I found myself changing the bobbins like often, and then a lot of times I would do too many, and then I had extra. Like it was just getting on my nerves, and I felt like I was wasting more yarn than anything and wasting time. So I stopped using this. But some people cannot do a graph can without this. They can't at all whatsoever. So to each his own. This is what I use. And I only use this for like the big, large color changing. So if I have a color changing that I need for like the background, I would do two of these, one on this side, one on that side, and then in the middle I would have the rest of the strings hanging. Then I started getting projects on top of projects on top of projects to the point where I was doing multiple projects at once. And I realized I didn't have time to do this at all. And at the time, I didn't have a cake, um, the yarn winder. I didn't have it at that time. I have it now, but I didn't have it at that time. So that wasn't an option for me. So I realized this too was, becoming very stressful, even though it's something that is actually very, very, very good to use because all you do is take this and close it all the way up to right here where the string is at, and then the string will come out, the yarn will come out just like that. the yarn, it floats around in here. So even if you put it on the floor and it still floats around, you don't have to worry about your yarn getting, dirty or anything. It's all in here. But what I did was I kept it in my bags. I kept it in like my I call it my diva bag, but my project bag. So if you have a yarn holder with the organizer with the strings hanging out of it, this would be perfect for that as well. And to be honest with you, if you are a person that can't tolerate any strings hanging, or it gets you like anxiety, because someone said her anxiety is like off the easy, the way I do mine. The way I do mine with all the color changing and stuff and the strings hanging in the back. Yeah, she said I give her anxiety. So I told her, don't look then. Don't look. But what I did explain to her was, being that your head the string hanging is a big deal to you, put them in Ziploc bags, because she said that she was having a hard time with these, which, girl, if you on here, tell me why was these a problem, because I could tell you why this was a problem for me. But if this is a bobbin is a problem for you, tell me. I'm interested, because I know why it was a problem for me. I just lazy. I just want to get to the graphic. I didn't want to. I don't want to roll it up. So yeah, these little baggies went into my yarn organizer, and then I would let the strings hang. Now in my yarn organizer, there's like sorry, six holes, and sometimes you have way more than six color changing. So I would use the holes like multiple times. So if I had six and I needed 12, I would put two in each hole. That's it. Simple, common sense. Um, but I don't use this no more. So if only Shauna. Only Shauna be so goddamn dramatic and drop everything on the damn table. Anyway, that's what I get for being so dramatic. Um, all right, so let me go to the next step. Okay, so in the beginning, I never had a pet, right? So now that I have my little Coco, who is making my life a little bit extra these days, I learned how to maneuver with having a pet and not having her around my space. And when I crochet, how to cover it up. So I keep my I bought just a regular flat um sheet, like a twin size sheet. I bought a regular flat twin size sheet, and what I do is I wrap up my project in that twin size sheet. Now, when I have the strings hanging, all I do is I take it. So if it's hanging like this, I would take it, pull it up like this, and just go like that. I just go like this, and I put it in there like this, and just that's it. Just lay it down, because by the time I roll it up and get back to it, and I pull it up, it's not tangled at all. So that's how I maneuver my projects without it getting tangled and to be pet free. Just wrapping it up in that. I don't When I'm in my room, I don't allow her um on the surface of where I crochet. And she's just now learning how to stay off my desk. So that's a good thing. So I know I have two safe spaces for my crochet. And yeah, questions, there you go. I will keep looking periodically just in case you have any questions, but I'm gonna go on to the next thing so that we can get this party started. Now, I always um I always try to give back up, right? I try to give you way more than just that. I want to learn how to color change. I try to do that because there's a little bit more to it than that, right? I don't want you to think that, why is she talking about this? Because I really, really, really want you to know why this may be happening. So I'm going to show you something. This may be happening because of something way beyond your control. So let me show you the graph. Security, how art thou? How art thou, babe? Okay. So the screen shows the two graphs that I did. I did the first one, which is this one right here. When I said that it has unconnected lines and this is how it comes out, yeah, that is something that a lot of people, if I showed you these two graphs, majority of the people will pick the first one. It may look better, it may look good, but the issue is when you crochet it, it's not going to. So we have to look beyond that and do what's right and connect those lines, and don't ever do that ever again. If you want a good graph in, if you want a good graph in, you need to make sure that your graph is up to par. It may not have absolutely anything to do with you, your color changing, your yarn, nothing. It may just be your graph. So once you change your graph and you get a good graph and it looks like the one on the right, is that my right? I think it's showing you how it's supposed to be. Anyway, um, once you do it and it's looking like the one on the right and it looks better and it's clearer and it's not blurry, because that's another thing a lot of people ask. Why do your graphs always look good and clear? It never looks blurry. A lot of other graphers, I buy a lot of graphs that look blurry. That's because you're buying graphs that are not good. Um, no offense, I'm just talking about from what I learned throughout the years since 2013. Like, I gotta keep reminding people that, because some people like to tell me off like I don't know what I'm doing, even though they only did like 1.3 craft games and I did like 500. So yeah. So that's the difference between the two, good graph, bad graph situation. Someone told me that there's no such thing of a bad graph. Well, there's no such thing as a bad graph, then I guess all of your work is going to be looking kind of crazy, because it is such thing as a bad graph. It is. So I'm gonna go and show you some technique. Um, there's so many different ways you could color change. It's a couple of ways you could color change, but the main thing is making sure that your color change look good. So you got to find out what's best for you. Okay, let me see. So I am starting with this. This is kind of like hard for like a newer person. So if this was given to me, I'll be so mad because that's a lot of color changing right there. So I already started like the first row right here. And you see all the color changes. I literally got a color change for each one. So you have the two grays, that one pink, the four gray, the one pink, and then the two greens. I have a string for each and every one of them. Now, don't get me wrong. It's times I said you can do, I call it cross contamination. You could do a cross contamination only if it's no more than four rolls over. But I don't like completely doing it because that next row, I have to do a different color change anyway. If you understand what I'm saying, like It makes no sense to carry that 2 or 3 yarn or that one. You see that pink? If I was to carry that bottom and then have to come back around and do it again, I wouldn't want to carry it on that next line. And then up there further, you still have to put more string anyway, more yarn anyway. So I started from the very beginning because I just don't want to have to do any um color changing if I don't have to. So if I don't have to, I'm not going to do it. So that's how it's going to look. And let me show you the camera. Let me show you the camera. Okay. I don't like using this camera, but we're going to use what I can for now. All right. So, you see? You can see my hand? All right. So, I'm going to do this color change for you and show you a couple of different things that you could do to help you in your color changing drama. Now, don't get me wrong now. I love my pop, lock, and drop. I love it. It is sometimes that I do not use pop, lock, and drop. It has nothing to do with it's just because sometimes I'm just too fast and I crochet really quick and I just color change without doing a pop, lock, and drop. But I notice when I don't do my pop, lock, and drop, it starts to unravel a little. I don't know if you can see it, but this right here is starting to unravel because I did not do the pop, lock, and drop. Can you see that? This right here looks like it's about to come. The stitch is about to come apart. I did not do the pop, lock, and drop, and that is um another good reason why I figured doing the pop, lock, and drop can help lock it in. And when you lock it in, you don't see the color change. So I used to be able to see a little bit of the color change on this side. I don't like that either. I don't like it when you're color changing. You want that whole stitch to be that pink, not a little bit of green. No, no, no. You want it to be all pink. So that's why I decided to do the pop, lock, and drop. But some people say that pop, lock, and drop, it does not work for them. And that's fine. That is completely fine. It has absolutely no issues with me at all. You have to do what's comfortable for you. All right, so let's go to the next one. Let me change it. Okay. Okay, so the next, let me go to the next row. Okay. So I'm going to do this next row and I'm going to do it in single crochet and I'm not doing the pop, lock, and drop. Single crochet, not pop, lock, and drop. This is just another way you could do color changing. So this right here, I'm doing the turn and chain. I sometimes do not do the turn and chain because I do not like how the turn and chain leaves your sides. But for your benefit, because some people get confused, I'm doing it, but I don't like it sometimes. So I'm just keeping that up and honest, letting you know that I don't want to confuse anyone. All right. So, you know what? Let me not even do that because I don't want to confuse anybody with that either. You don't see the messages I get. You don't see it. All right, so single crochet like that. Pop it in, yarn over, pop out. 2 on your hook, right? You got the yarn 2 on your hook. Drop down the gray and you're going to pick up the pink and yarn over and pull through. Once you pull through, then you're going to go into the next stitch, pull up the yarn, yarn over, and pull through. And then you just keep on going with that. But I think I did the wrong stitch. Let me see. Yeah, I did the wrong stitch. I just needed 1 gray. Single crochet. So I don't like single crochet. I don't like how it makes my work look. So like I said, I found my happy medium, which is HDC and my pop, lock, and drop. That works for me. But let's see what works for you. So as I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go in a stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through both. Do it again. And I just need 3. Now, as I'm going, I'm picking up this tail that I had from the beginning, yarn over and pull up. Putting that down and picking up the gray. Yarn over, pull through, and then just keep going. Now, I don't feel confident in this at all, so as I'm doing it, I feel like I'm missing some steps and I have to take it out. That's how I feel because I'm so used to doing one thing. But this right here may help you. And this right here is you're basically not locking it in. You're just doing a regular single crochet and you're not locking it in. But this may be your go-to. You know, this may be something that works for you. So as I'm going, I'm pulling through and then yarn over, pull through 2. There you go. So then when I turn it around, yeah, this is not my go-to. This is not my go-to. See that right there? I think that's probably what some of you talk about. You see, like, what am I doing wrong? Yeah, this is not my go-to, but this is something that you may be able to go to and it may work for you. Um, let me see. The other thing is, let me see. The other way is, okay, so I have to change colors now because when I finish this one right here and I go to the next row, that next row is supposed to be pink. Pink is supposed to be right here. So I can't add it right here because I already closed this off. So I have to go back, turn it around, go back. And I'm going to carry this over because I have no other choice but to carry this over. There's no, now this is something I will actually do if I doing my pop, lock, and drop or HBC or whatever. I am bringing this over because I need it for that next row. So I'm bringing it over. I'm not doing the stitch with it. The stitch is going to be gray, but I'm going to finish it off. So I'm putting that down, picking up the pink, pull through, yarn over, and turn. So again, I wouldn't do that turning chain, but I'm doing it for some of you. And this is just great. Look at this. This is horrible. You see that? This is not my thing at all. This is not my thing. Let me see something. Let me wipe this. Wipe the just so that you guys can see it better. Yeah. See, that is so not good. I don't like it. Okay, so this row I'm going to do single crochet, but I am going to do my pop, lock, and drop. Let's see how it looks then. Single crochet, pop, lock, and drop. Again, single crochet is not my go-to at all. HDC is. So I'm still not in my happy medium, but I just want to show you how these things can cause issues. All right. So yarn over, pull through two. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be doing my pop, lock, and drop. Yeah, pop, lock, and drop. Okay, so I'm going in the stitch, yarn over, pull up, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. And I'm going into the next one, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull through two. Now, when I'm doing this, that extra step locks it in so that I don't have to worry about color seeping through. But this is not my happy medium. Now, as I'm doing this, right, as I'm doing that extra step, I'm tugging on it a little bit. So right here, yarn over, pull through that one. As I'm doing that, I'm taking this and I'm going like this, pulling on it a little. You may not have noticed that, but I am. I'm taking that and I'm pulling on it a little. The reason why I do that is because when you do that, you start pulling your stitch together. Your stitches come closer together. So I'm also tugging down on the gray because the gray is at the bottom. That makes the gray disappear a little and this come on top. So that's why I do that. I just tug on it a little. It works for me, may not work for you, but this is something that you can look into. Okay, so what's next? Okay, this is pink all the way through. So yarn over, pull through two. Now I'm going in, but as I'm doing this, because I'm eventually going to need this gray, I may not need it right now, but I'm going to need it after this row. So I'm going to pull it up. Yarn over, pull through that one. Yarn over, pull through two. Again, I'm tugging on it a little bit. The same with this pink. I'm going to need this for the next row. So I'm going to put it over the hook. Pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that one, yarn over, pull through two. And as I'm doing it, I'm just tugging on it just a little, not a whole lot, just a little. And I only went over it one time because that's all I need to do is make sure when I come back around, it's sitting right there. So I only needed to do it that one time. I don't need to carry it all the way over. I'm just carrying it up one row. Okay, pull through two. And the last one, again, I'm taking this gray, putting it on top of my hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through one, yarn over, pull, wait. The next row, I need gray. Okay, so we're not gonna pull through both because I need to pull this gray through. So it's at the end. I'm going to take my yarn, go over, and pull through both. As I'm pulling through both, I'm tugging on it a little bit. So if you can see it from the back, pulling down on this a little bit. Chain, now I'm turning. Now when I turn, when I make a blanket, I literally turn like this and then I turn back around. Almost like you're turning a page in a book. I do the same exact way. I don't go like this, turn it all the way around, because if you turn all the way around, then your strings are going to start to tangle. And I don't like no bobbins or anything, but I also don't want to spend a whole lot of time untangling. So that's the best thing that I do is when I turn around, I'm turning back like I'm changing a page in a book. Now I'm going back this way, right? How do I know which way I'm turning? Well, to be honest with you, I've been doing it for so long, so I know, but in the beginning, I would use my hook as a reference. So if my hook is on the left side, I need it to be on the right side. I'm going to turn it over on the right side, but I'm going to make it face me. So my hook is always going to face me, because if I did it the other way, it's not going to face me. It's going the opposite way. It's going that way. But I always make sure that my hook faces me. So I turn this way. And then when it's time for me to turn back the other way, my hook is always going to face me. So I'm turning back this way. And that's how I remember which way to turn back and forth. So now I'm going to do HTC. Because I want you to see the progression and how I had to learn which one was for me. That first row that I did was horrendous. The second row is okay, but I could do better, because as you can see, this right here is a hot mess. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if I could do even better than I did before. So I'm going to yarn over, and as I'm doing it, I'm putting this pink on top of my hook. Go in the stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that one, yarn over, pull through all three. And again, as I'm doing it, I'm tugging on it just a little bit, not a whole lot. Oh wait, I got a color change. So let me take that out and color change. Yarn over, go in, yarn over, come out, yarn over, pull through that one, and pull it down. Now I'm going to pick up the pink and pull through all three. Once I pull through all three, I'm going to tug on it just a little. Now it's time to complete. I need 3 of the pink. So 1, 2. Wait, I'm not doing my pop, lock, and drop. I hate being confused. Yarn over that. Let me make sure I'm doing 3. Okay. So yarn over, pull through that 1, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, and I'm pulling this up a little because I actually need this to be over here, because remember, I was using it to come over here. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but basically I need it on this side. Pull through 1. As I'm pulling through that 1, I'm tugging on it a little, and I'm holding my finger here, because as I'm doing that, I do not want it to slip. I want my stitches to look like they belong there. Not that I'm forcing it to be there. So I'm holding it in place as I'm going. Why do I do that? Let me try it again. Okay, so now I have to do 2 grays. So I'm pulling this pink over because, again, once I finish this 2 grays, then I'm going to need this pink. The best part about it is the bottom is already pink, so this pink is going to like hide in there. So you don't have to worry about that. So yarn over, pull through all 3, pull down, and if you can see this, so this right here is where I think someone got upset about, because when you are pulling your color up, this is going to leave this line right here. So I actually like the line in the back of my work. I don't know why. I just do it. It has no, it makes me, it doesn't make me feel sad or anything. Because if you know me, sometimes I feel like so sad that my work look a hot mess, but it doesn't. I'm actually okay with it. But if you don't like it and you want to hide it, you're going to yarn over and go under. Go under that yarn. And then as you're going under, you're going into that next stitch. Then you're going to pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that one. I'm tugging a little as I'm doing it. And then I'm holding on like this with my finger, holding on to my stitch and pull through. You get that? You see that? Okay? Yarn over, go through that next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that one, and drop it. And when I drop it, I'm dropping it to me because all of my strings are going to be towards the back of my work. I'm picking up this pink, yarn over, pull through all 3, taking this gray and tugging on it. Just a little bit. You don't want to you don't want to do it really, really hard where it just comes out of. Wait a minute, is today Monday? What is wrong with me? What? Jesus, what is wrong with me? Yarn over, go in your stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through that one, yarn over, pull through all 3. Again, I'm holding on to it because this is right next to this gray where we just did that color change. So I want to make sure my stitches are pulling through and it looks good. So as you can see, it looks like I just like the yarn just changed by itself. Go in, pop, lock, and drop, through. And one more. Drop, pick up the gray, yarn over, pull through all 3. And I'm going under, pull through, pull all 3. Like that. As I'm doing that, I'm tugging on it a little bit. Tugging on this a little bit. Yarn over, not yarn over, well, yeah, technically, make your chain and turn. Again, when I'm turning so that my hook is facing me. Way better, way better, way better, way better, way better. So as you can see, my color changing did some type of topsy-turvy twisting thing. Whereas down here was a hot mess and it just gradually started getting a little bit better. Even to the fact that this stitch right here is like to the side. So that's what I mean by you gotta find your happy medium, because you may do better with single crochet than HDC, or you may be better with HDC than single crochet. Not only that, you may be better doing pop lock and drop. You may be better not doing pop lock and drop. But in order for your work to look good, just play around with it and see which one works best for you, because that's how I was able to find out what was my happy medium. So I'm going to do, there is another way, but again, I know do because it's just not gonna be a good idea to do it, but I'll do it. This is what I did in the beginning, but I don't like it. So instead of having all of these strings here, you may only want two or four. It doesn't matter. I got like six, I think, or five. I don't know. So I'm not even gonna do the pop lock and drop. I'm gonna do what I was taught by someone. Not what I was taught in the very beginning, but like, I was taught by someone to do this. So I never put this over my hook. I just started doing that because I knew it looked better. Yarn over and pull through. Now, for the next one, I need to pull up, yarn over, pull through. I don't know why somebody would want to do this, but that's what they do. Yarn over, pull through all three, like that. Drop it and pull up the next color and pull through. So basically, you're completing the stitch. You're completing the stitch and you're just pulling it through that last one. Someone did teach me how to do it that way, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay, so that is it. Then I'll take the pink, pull it through. Oh no, I'm only supposed to do one. Pull up that and pull through. And there you go. That's another way. Although I don't like that way. But yeah, that's another way you can do it. I don't like that way though. I don't like it at all. It's your preference. If it works for you, then do it. If it works for you, then beautiful. So the other ways are basically carrying the yarn all the way through all of them, because with tapestry crochet, and when you crochet going this way, you're going to carry all of them, because the main thing that tapestry is, you want the whole thing to have all the colors. Don't drop any one of them. You're going to carry all the colors the whole entire way, because it's supposed to be consistent throughout. So if you start off with all those colors, you need to end it with all those colors. And yeah, tapestry crochet is not where I need to be. at all. Now, I think I showed you guys. Yeah, I did. I showed you guys how the design is supposed to look. As you can see, it does not look like that because I had such a hard time down here with my color changing. But I can definitely understand if someone was to do color changing that they're not used to, how your image may turn out looking like this. It may not look the way you need it to look. I think this is real stupid. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks like I have extra stitches. Why? I just realized that. Why would they teach me this? It looks like you have extra stitches. I don't know, but you got to do what is comfortable for you. So my philosophy is do what is good for you. Your preference is more important than me looking at it and being like, what are you doing? Your preference is way, 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 way more important. And how you feel, how it's supposed to look. The color changing, we could go online and we could find as many color changing techniques as we want. But the main thing you need to worry about is if your hook is good. Are you comfortable with crocheting? Because you may say, I'm comfortable because you didn't try any other hooks. It's best to try, at least try other hooks. Because I never wanted to try any other hooks because Susan Bates was my thing. Susan Bates, I just loved the way the hook was. And hands down, it was like the best hook for me. And when someone said that they was going to gift me a hook, and it wasn't Susan Bates, I was not happy with it at all. I was so peed off, but I tried it and it was the best thing ever. The furrow, I tried it. And it was the best thing ever because I realized I was able to smoothly transition with my stitches and my color changing. And I didn't have to worry about anything snagging because the main thing I think when you ask someone, because when I found out the furrow hooks was like $33 to $60, I'm like, yeah, out of your mind. I am not paying $33 or $66 for one hook when I could go get a dollar hook somewhere. Or even this was like $6, $7. This like no. But But if you are that type of person who is crocheting continuously, killing those orders, and making it do what you do, invest in something that is good. Invest in yourself and invest in your hand not hurting. Invest in the smooth transition because this right here, it matters. This right here matters on how well it goes in your yarn. That matters. You may not notice it now, but it is something that I did notice, and it was something that I said I, hands down, will never, ever, ever go back to Susan Bates ever again. Never. Actually, I can't. I can't ever go back because if I go back, I don't think my work would look good anymore. It won't because Susan Bates just not, it just wasn't for me. So invest in maybe just one hook. Like if you use a I 5.5 or a 5.0, 6.0, invest in just one. Just one. You don't have to get a whole set or anything. Just one. $6. This was $6. Invest in one, and I'm telling you, you may be surprised at how well it is. Yes, I'm so cheap, but I absolutely love furrows. Right. So, how did you find out about furrows, Erica? Like, how did you know about it? Did you see their advertisement, or did someone recommend it? Because I saw in a group, and it was a crochet group, but I forgot the name of it. And someone mentioned, how is this hook? Because look at the price. Like, why would I buy this? And so you have a lot of people say, like, does it crochet for me? Or like, I would never spend that amount of money on no hook. And if you didn't try it, don't knock it, because I knocked it in the beginning, and then I knocked myself out for not trying it a little bit sooner when I found out that it was the go-to hook for me. This is just, I think what it is they invested in something that this right here is just so smooth. It's just hands down way better than the aluminum. Because I don't think this is aluminum. This is something else. But the aluminum hooks, I don't even have, or do I? I think I don't even have them around too much anymore, because just that don't look right, me doing that. But just doing that, you'll see. Take your hook, your old cheaper hook, and like go in there, and you could tell like the static. You could tell that could be another reason why your color changing may not be all that. Your color changing may not be great until you change your hook. Um, so, this is, if you want any questions, if you have any questions, ask. If not, um, let me look at my notes and make sure I covered everything, because this is like something real short. It's nothing else to it. Just whatever is your preference. Whatever is your preference. So make sure you have a good grasp, good hook. See if single crochet or half double crochet is for you. If you want to try my hot box, Lord. If you want to try my pot, why am I saying my pot? You want to try my pot, Lord Jesus. If you want to try my pop, lock, and drop, there is a video, a whole tutorial on it. I did a little bit in here too. That is something that was like a life changer for me. And make sure that your bobbins are good. All of this is hanging from the back. Like, all of those aligned, that will make your whole project way better than before. Like, I promise you. I think that I can't do single crochet anymore, and I don't know why. I think single crochet for me is just like, I don't know. It's almost like I am beginning how to crochet again. I just can't do the single crochet like I need to. Half double crochet, hands down, works for me. And I think when you don't look at all of these different techniques, that's why I think many people run to C2C. When in fact, C2C kind of like brings your work down. Yeah, C2C takes away detail. C2C is like really, really, really huge. It's a yarn hoarder, and it takes away from detail. But again, that's preference as well. But a hot ass mess. And do you see that color changing? You see that color changing in here? Like, no, that screams hell no. Hell to the no, no, no. But oh wait. Look, I carried the back. Do you see that? I carried. So I took all of them and I carried it all the way through. The only part I didn't carry is the sides. But to be honest with you, some people do that too. They carry it all on the sides. Yeah, I just realized that. I'm so used to doing intarsia. I just realized I didn't do that. And I was supposed to do it to show you how it looked, but my mind wouldn't let me, I guess. But yeah, you see that? You see all those color changing? And then Look at mine in the back. It's a little better because I'm not doing all the color changing, and I'm sorry, not doing the color. I did not carry the yarn all the way through. When you do it like this in Tarja, it allows you to have a reversible. Your blanket can be reversible. So y'all have the front and the back. And this way, you're always going to want to hide the back. But if you're giving a blanket and you're trying to charge for it, you don't want that to happen. You don't want that. You don't want that. Y'all ain't got no questions. What's wrong with y'all? Why y'all ain't got no questions? Did all you guys sign up for the football fantasy? Let me tell you something. I have got someone sponsored me a gift card. And I'm going to give it away, but I'm going to do it for the football fantasy. I usually try to do the sponsors for the actual group, but I'm going to do it for the football fantasy. So if you're not hooked up into that football fantasy, get on in it. The football fantasy, you don't have to know anything about football. You don't even have to watch it. You don't have to watch football at all. You don't have to know anything. Pick a team or two or three and sign up. I'll give you the link to sign up. Or Tisha, do you have the link? If you do, can you put it in the comments? Because I don't think I have anything in the description. But yeah, just sign up because you're going to win something. If your team didn't win yet, you still got time to win. But not only that, I'm still going to do giveaways. So even if your team didn't win, you may still win something. So some people wanted me to do it. I've been doing it since 2015, and I didn't realize that until I looked at my notes. But I was doing it since 2015, and I guess a lot of people enjoy it. So I'm gonna keep doing it. But I'm doing it a little better this year, and I love it. I love it. I love it. If y'all ain't got no questions, I'm deporting. Okay. Y'all ain't got no questions. I'm gonna go because it makes no sense for me to hang on to this live if y'all ain't got no questions. Y'all just wanted to see my color changing. Y'all just wanted to see my pretty face, right? Y'all just wanted to see my pretty face. Next week though, next Monday, my aunt is coming on, which is my crochet mentor. I've been pushing her back to the side like for months now because she is 82, 83, and her mouth has no filter, and I don't want her to get me cut off of YouTube. And we're gonna be live, so I have to have like a pep talk with her first. But you can't really have a pep talk with someone who's 82 or 83. And the people I hang with, they know they know the stuff I tell them about my aunt. So it definitely is taking me a long time to put her on, but after we talk today, she says she will be good. No, Disha, that's not it. I'ma get it. That's not it. That's the group. That's the group. The sign up sheet is something completely different. Um, and the Grafkin hat. So the Grafkin hat is different than what I just showed you. The Grafkin hat color changing is different. So that's something you got to take into consideration as well when you are doing your color changing in the round is way different. Way different. Your color change in the round is a little bit more tedious, but it's doable, and I'm going to show y'all how to do that. I'm gonna show y'all how to do that. Where is it though? So I can send it to you guys. What exactly do you guys have a problem with when it comes to color changing? Like, I want to know, like, what issues do you have that causes you to not like your color change? Because I think some people say that they don't know what they're doing wrong, but when I look at it, I don't see anything. There's some things that's just going to be there because that's just the way the stitch look, or that's just where you crochet maybe to the side. I know somebody who crochets backwards. That's because they learned how to crochet just by looking at a left-handed person on the opposite side, which is crazy. But yeah, so people learn different ways, different techniques. They hold their hooks differently. So that's why your stitch is going to be different and color changing is going to be different. Football, grass and football. Yeah, I got to get up on this and graphing. Someone asked me about graphing. I'm looking at the message now. Graphing. I do graphing, but I'm not really doing any classes. If I've been given the Diva Squad, the Graph Like a Diva Squad, I give them my exclusive photos and I give them whatever they need. If they have any specific questions, I give them. So if that's something you want to do and something you want to look into, you can definitely do that. Join and join Graph Like a Diva, and you could get up on it so you can learn how to graph. And let me see, I'm trying to get this. Can I get this off? This says I am. Just keep on not this color. What? Wait a minute. First of all, can I get a scarf that says I am my brother's keeper, not his killer? Oh, wow. I'm sorry, that just threw me it's like way off. Like I didn't even know that was there. Okay, here it is. I can put it up there now. Actually, I can't because I can't get in. I can't get in. Oh yeah, I got it. I got it. I got it. Okay. So y'all can get in there, and that's it. There you go. There you go. So that is for the sign up sheet if you want to do the Grafcan football thing. You do not have to know anything about football. All you have to do is sign up and sit back and start getting your graphs. Because that's all you have to do. Sit back and get your graphs. Sit back and win. Um, yeah. So that's it. If you guys don't have any questions, I'm gonna bounce because there's nothing else to do. Color changing is really simple. It's just a matter of preference. It's a matter of whether or not you know how to do the single crochet, half double crochet. Double crochet is a no-no. You don't want to do double crochet at all for graph hands because it will distort your image. Unless, and I don't even like saying that because some people take what I say and twist it, but unless you're doing a certain type of pattern that is all double crochet and you want to do like block lettering or something like that. If it's not block lettering, like if you wanted to do like a name, maybe, but I honestly wouldn't even try that. I wouldn't do it. Double crochet is gonna distort your image, and you don't want to distort your image. There are other forms of stitches too that you could do, like the waistcoat, the knit stitch is the same thing. I do, well, of course, I do Tunisian crochet, half double, single crochet, single extended crochet, half double extended crochet. These are all different ways that you could use a different stitch on graph hands. And it all it's gonna do is just make your graph hand look a little bit different. That's all. So if single crochet or half double crochet don't work, then maybe you will want to try waistcoat. Waistcoat, I I don't like waistcoat at all. Have you guys done Fair Isle? If you done Fair Isle before, it's almost like this. I don't understand why they do that. But Fair Isle is like you could do a hat and do the hat in Fair Isle. So with Fair Isle, you could do the waistcoat, and it looks like if you do random changing colors, it's gonna look like you got like little dots everywhere. But if you're going to do the Grafkin hat tutorial with me, then you will definitely see how I do mine with the waistcoat. Again, we are crocheting it, so I try to have my graph on point. I don't want my graph to not be on point. I need my graph to be on point so my hat can be on point. Um, I figured it out. We're going to do a awareness ribbon, but it could be any type of awareness ribbon. It don't have to be just one color. It could be whatever color ribbon you want. Of course, I'm doing pink because I'm a survivor. So if you want to learn how to do the Grafkin hat, I am going to do that in the first week of October. I have to do it in the first week of October. I had to push it back because we were supposed to start that already, but I had to push it back because my household was affected by Ida and they're still fixing it. Still to this day. Still right now. And I didn't want my mom to be focused on that and that it would have just drove me absolutely crazy. So if you want to be a part of the Grafkin hat tutorial, let me know. That is going to be like maybe a week or two long. I don't want to take forever doing it. Um, yeah, I think that other one, the last tutorial, it took like 2 months, and I did mine in like what 2-3 weeks. Yeah, we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. We don't want because now that I moved on, some of those people who didn't finish is still there. But I want you guys to finish though. If you didn't finish your tote bag, finish it. I don't care how long it takes. Finish it because I can't wait to see it. And the hat tutorial, the Grafkin hat tutorial, we're gonna do the ribbon. But if you have another graph that you would like to use, you are more than welcome to use it and just use the tutorial to learn how to do it. That's all. I do have hat graphs. Um, I think it's more little ones, not little ones, more NFL, I think. But I do have hat graphs. Majority are adult. I don't think I have a lot of kids. But yeah, that's something you could try, something you could do. And I'm gonna start putting out the information for the hat the end of this week. That way you can sign up and I can start getting you guys on board. So if you have to buy materials and whatever, that's gonna be there. Get everything ready so that y'all have it. You should have everything you need, but just in case if you want to buy the yarn or whatever, I want to give you guys a week a week notice so that you can get that. But other than that, I'm going to depart. There's no questions. There's nothing else for me to talk about. I did everything I needed to do with the color changing. And you could go back and rewind if you have any other questions. Or you could leave a comment below if you have a question of something else totally different. Or if you want me to do a tutorial on something else, put it down there. I get mad messages on what kind of tutorial I could do. Let me know down there in the description or hit me up, email me, whatever you need to do, contact me. And I will make it happen, Captain. So you guys have a good one. Have a good night. See y'all on Sunday for what is it? Chronicles of a Crochet Diva. My brain is fried.